In the third episode of A.S.A.P Tech News, we talk about the new AMD graphics card drivers, the new power supplies from Chieftec, a new graphics card ARGB Water cooling system, and yet another external RGB drive, because why not? Onwards! We start with AMD and their latest Adrenalin drivers, now reaching the version number 20.11.1 beta. These new drivers promise optimization for the following games: Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Godfall, and Dirt 5. There are also some known issues, such as for example the enhanced sync, which may cause a black screen to occur when enabled on some games and system configurations. Any user who may be experiencing issues with enhanced sync enabled should disable it as a temporary workaround, which is rather disappointing. Then we have Performance Metric Overlay and the Performance Tuning tab incorrectly report higher than expected idle clock speeds on the Radeon RX 5700 series graphics card. The performance and power consumptions are not impacted by this incorrect reading, so that's always good to hear. And finally, modifying the HDMI scaling sliders may cause frames per second to become locked to 30, which is shocking to say the least. The biggest thing that I'm hoping for is that these drivers fix more than they break, or at least they don't break anything at all, but a man can only hope. Moving on with news about power supplies, and this time they come from Chieftec and Chieftronic. The Powerup series has a good rating for their efficiency, are fully modular, and feature a design that will match any gaming system. These units are available in the following power ranges: 550 watts, 650 watts, 750 watts, and finally 850 watts. The manufacturer offers a 5-year warranty on all their products, which are part of the Powerup series. Oddly enough, for a gaming power supply, the Powerup series does not appear to feature any type of RGB integration, so perhaps everything that we'll end up paying will go towards the internal quality of the power supply, but I doubt it. And now we have a new all-in-one liquid cooler from the company ID Cooling. This cooler is special, well, not really, but it is meant to cool your graphics card and not your CPU, which is the usual these days. In today's market, where not one graphics card is the same, ID Cooling decided to enter into a market that has been offline for years. The IceFlow 240 VGA water cooler uses a standard 240mm radiator, and of course it has RGB everywhere. The fans, and especially the quote-unquote water block, are also fully RGB enabled. The cooler has a recommended TDP of 300 watts and is compatible with most graphics cards on the market right now, except, get this, the RTX 3000 series, which sort of makes this product rather hard to sell in the near future when everything is going to be RTX 3000, but here we are. The water block, or shall I say the metal cover that is installed over the graphics card, also has a single 92mm slim fan that will actively cool the VRM of the graphics card. The speed of the fans ranges from 900 RPM, which is the minimum and it is quite high, and goes up to 2000 RPM, which is basically negating everything good about such a cooling system, as it will be harder to use, louder, and void your warranty in many cases. And the price for all this glory, a mere $129.99 US, and it should be available starting late November or early December of this year. And finally, TeamGroup decided to follow what everyone was doing and released the T-Force Treasure Touch External RGB SSD. Yes, you heard it right, this is another external RGB SSD. This SSD uses the now regular USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C ports and is compatible with both desktop systems and consoles. Yay! The performance specifications are a bit lacking in substance, to say the least, as this product is only advertised as having up to 400 MB for both reads and writes, which is quite low for an SSD, even if it's an external one, but what do we know? And just how I did it with the ADATA RGB SSD, I will do it again. Having extra power usage on a portable device is pretty bad for something that uses batteries to work. Having RGB LEDs on a storage device, such as an SSD, is even worse, because if you're not careful and the pretty lights run too warm, then the memory chips will have their performance affected because they will start to thermal throttle. And it's not like we don't have examples of this going around, be it portable SSDs or internal ones. Why is this becoming a trend? I cannot really fathom, but here we are. And this is the end of the third episode of A.S.A.P Tech News, one of the few sources of news regarding technology which strives to get it done as fast as possible for your convenience.